So I sent you videos, correct?
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to review those videos?
Yeah,
I did, yeah.
Excellent. So I'm going to walk through with you on everything today. Those videos are kind of just to get you prepped, so you have an idea. So you watched them.
Yes.
You did not get a chance to watch.
I like scroll through one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have you start first.
Okay.
So that this way he gets a good visual, and then when we pass off, it should be easy.
Okay.
Okay. Is everything paired together and turned on?
I gotta turn it on.
Connect the red dot to the red dot.
I was playing with it earlier today.
Yeah, I shocked myself earlier too.
What number?
I did 12.
I did
Oh, it's just
15
12.
earlier today.
She went higher than I did. I was surprised. I started at 1. I'm like, I can't feel anything.
Yeah, it's usually not to about 15, 20 that most dogs start
Man,
feeling.
I'm a baby then. I felt it at 12 and I'm like, I'm good.
No more.
Yeah.
So everything's powered on?
I believe so. The green light's going, or it did go when I got it close.
And just so you can, just to show you, go ahead and grab with your right hand the box on the e-collar.
The box on?
Yeah, and it just hit that button in front, and they label pager on the front of your remote. Pager. Feel that vibrate?
Yep.
Okay, that's just to double check that it's on. Okay.
Okay.
So when you're working with Gilmore here, you should be fine with contact for the most part. Make sure we have connection. But if you're ever working with him and it's something seems off, like normally he responds at 35 and you're at 85, I'll grab the box, hit the vibrate function. If it's not vibrating, it turned off, it died, something happened, we've got to turn it on. Okay. So what we're going to find today is we're going to teach the foundation for heel, and then we're going to work on finding his working level.
Okay.
So we have 3 levels. We have connection, perception, and working. Connection is just a twitch. Okay, so if I'm Gilmore, I'm looking at something, and you see this happening, but there's no response here. Okay. Perception level would be the twitch, and then kind of like, what was that? And then working number is, whoa, I don't like that. How do I turn that off? Okay. We always want to find that working level first.
Got it.
That's what saves you a lot of heartache, and that's what gets us effective results right off the bat. I understand people love their dogs, and I love dogs, but I feel like people baby their dogs too much. Dogs don't eat each other into life. If you bring a dog to a dog park and they get out of line, another dog will bite them, no problem.
Dog eat dog roll.
Exactly. So I approach it very much the same way, although it's appropriate to the dog.
Yeah.
And that's why by the end of every session, we are always getting what we're trying to teach that particular session in this environment. Because if you're like at 5 or whatever, you're going to be afraid. You're not going to make any progress. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your number set at currently?
I'm at 3 right now.
You're at 3. Go ahead and go to 12, 10. Dogs typically don't feel it's about 15 or so. And when you hear me say the tap, you're going to be pressing on the bumpy button. If you land on 11, 12, or 9, that's perfectly fine. You just want general area. Yep.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, shorten your leash, and I'm going to have you anchor yourself, okay? Don't move with Gilmore. We're going to look at Gilmore, and we're going to tap, tap, tap. No response.
Nope.
Let's go to 15.
I think it's going to be about 30.
Be 100.
Yeah.
I saw one of your dogs at 38, and the owners were like, "Are we hurting him?" So I think he's.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I know what video you're talking about.
All right.
They're doing a lot better with it, by the way.
Good.
Tap, tap. There. You see it? Tap.
I didn't see it.
Look at the twitch. Tap, tap.
Yep, I see a little
So
bit.
we have connection, but if you look at the brain, we got no
Doesn't
connection
care.
up here, right?
Right.
20.
Is his collar on properly?
Yes, it looks good.
Okay, good.
Tap, tap, tap.
Watch out, Lila, you're about to pick
25.
that. Gilmore, buddy.
Yeah. This is all normal for the first class. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sort
A
of.
little something,
he's got-
right? So that's perception-ish, okay? 30. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
You see that big response, okay?
Yep.
So let's go to a 27. Okay, so we're gonna go in the middle there. And then we'll adjust it as we need to. But do you see that kind of, we went from completely not caring to like what was that to like, whoa, what was that, right? So we want that whoa, what was that always. So whenever you're gonna start training, before you do anything, always get that working level first.
Okay.
It may be different in your home environment. It may be different at the dog beach and all that stuff. So I always get that done first, so I know right off the bat, I'm not worried about do I have connection.
Okay.
So this exercise is very simple. We're not going to worry about saying heel or anything like that. What I'm going to have you do here is whenever Gilmore passes you, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to make an immediate 180 turn to your right. Okay. So if you keep doing that, he passes to your right, passes to your right. And you're gonna make it as fluid as possible. Okay, a lot of people stop and then turn. You wanna just keep your movement, okay? You wanna avoid very rounded turns like this, okay?
Straight 90 degrees.
Yeah, 180. 180. 90 will send you over to Larry. So you're gonna be making 180 turns to your immediate right. The other thing that you're gonna be doing is tapping on the remote when I say tap, okay? So if I say tap, 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 that would be your rhythm. If I say tap, 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 that would be your rhythm, okay? What I'm gonna have you do is we're gonna give some slack here. So go ahead and grab by your first knot there, okay? And I teach dogs to heel on the left. If you're right-handed, easier to teach on the left. Are you left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
You're right-handed? Okay. So go ahead and relax your arm and take a step forward. Okay, cool. I'm just checking the length there. So what you're gonna do here, oh, we want him on your left. So actually,
I want him on my left?
yeah, so switch your, yeah, there you go, perfect.
Okay.
Good. And go ahead and just relax your arms. I'm gonna coach to everything. And forward, tap, turn, tap, tap, tap. Good. Turn, tap, tap. Turn, tap. Turn, tap. Good. Turn, tap, tap, tap. Let's go to 30. Good, and relax, forward. Turn, tap, tap, tap. Good, forward. Turn, tap, forward. Good, pull to your left. Pull to your left, there you go, tap, forward, you got it. Good. And relax, turn, tap, 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 forward, tap, there you go. Pull to your left as you move forward, tap. And if you need to, you can choke up higher when he does that to give you more leverage, okay? There you go. And forward, relax, tap, tap. Good, pull to your left, tap. Good job, relax. Forward, tap. Good. Relax your arm, turn, tap. Keep forward. Turn, tap, tap, tap. Good. Keep forward, good. Turn, tap. Pull to your left, tap, tap. Pull, tap. Good. Relax forward, good. Turn, tap, tap, tap. Good. And let me have you adjust your leash so it's out from, see how it's on his other side there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And forward. And relax. Good. You're fine. Turn, tap, tap. Pull to your left, tap, tap. Let's go to 32.
I feel like he's gonna get up to like 40 by the end of this.
And this is normal for the first class. He's doing good. Good, relax that arm. Turn, tap, tap. Good, now slow walk here. Keep forward, slow walk, keep forward. Bump forward, bump forward, bump forward. Yes, good. Go slower. Keep forward. Going to speed up.
Keep it pace.
Good. Turn, tap, tap. Now slow walk. Keep forward, keep forward. Turn, tap, speed up, tap, good. Relax, good. Turn, tap, 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 good. Keep forward, keep forward. There it is, very good. Slow walk. Turn, tap, and tap. We'll go to 35. Tap to the left, forward, tap. You got it, good job, relax. Good.
Something that's allowed like every time that you change direction to tap.
Correct.
Forward,
Turn, tap, tap, forward, tap, forward. There he goes, good. Keep forward, keep forward. Now slow walk. Keep slow. Keep forward. Keep slow. Good. You're doing good. Turn. Tap. 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 38. Good. Forward. Relax that arm. Good. Turn. Tap. Tap. Pull to your left. Tap. Tap. You got it. Good. He looks Rhodesian.
Yeah, we just gave him a DNA test.
Okay. Turn. Tap.
Yeah, Jack's
Tap.
Rhodesian too. He's a little
Tap.
stubborn.
There we go. Good. I've trained a few Rhodesians. Very good. Go ahead and turn. Tap. Pull to your left. Tap. Tap. Good job. Relax. Good. Now slow walk here. Keep forward. You're at 38.
Yep.
Let's go to 44. Going past the 40. Good. Tap. 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 Forward. There it is. Attaboy. Go and slow walk. Turn. Tap. 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 There he is. Slow walk. Keep forward. Keep forward. Keep forward.
So should you put pressure on the leash while
She's doing okay. Turn. Tap. You're doing actually really good with keeping your arm relaxed and using that leash pressure for direction. Turn. Tap. Tap. Slow walk. Pivot outwards. There you go. Back on your left. Pivot outwards again. Outwards. To your right. To your right.
This way.
Tap. Forward. Relax. You got it. Good job.
There we go.
There you go.
no, it's not back to fall.
Good. Now slower. Now slow turn. Forward. And good. I'm gonna have you start slowing down to a stop here in front of the bench, okay? Slow. That's fine. This is okay for now. Very good. So you look crazy for a bit, but it's with purpose. So he pointed out, what were we doing?
Like every time you change direction, give a tap.
Correct.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So most people, when they try to teach the heel with either the prong or the remote collar,
Yeah.
when the dog pulls, they'll say like no, and punish the pulling behavior. The dog will jump back and they'll look at the handler, and then they'll say heel. Okay. It's too much math for the dog, because for the dog, they take the hit, they're like, what the hell was that? And they back up and they look at you and they're like, we're going the same direction. What am I supposed to do instead? He has 4 legs, he has 2 legs. His cadence at walking will be a lot faster than ours. So what I do instead is I go, there's some slack, do what you want to do. He goes ahead. Now I have this device that's going to annoy him. Okay, and I just keep playing with that number, so I find the number that's going to lock him in to the degree that I need him to, right? Instead of gradually going up. So I didn't come in at 100. We came in at 20,
It was like 25?
25, and now we're at 44,
Yep.
right? So we're gradually increasing, and as we change that number, could you feel them like little by little, like getting easier?
Yeah.
See, like it was less taps, less turns. You're able to cover more ground. So we're teaching them when you go this way, this happens. And then for Gilmore, he turns around and he's like, oh, they're going that way. He passes up and then it disappears.
Yeah.
So I call this the corrected redirect. Don't go that way. I'm going this way. And eventually we find that number because aversives are technically not stopping. Like jumping, barking, biting, so on and so forth. Right? But we're using this aversive to teach something. Okay? We have to teach them how it turns on and how it turns off. So we use what we call pressure or directional pressure. So when you ask about the leash and stuff, you're doing really good actually.
Okay, good.
Most people use pressure or leash and they like lock up. And you were pretty good about relaxing.
Yeah.
And so like when you would go to your right, we don't want him on the right. So you're directing him to the left, but the remote was what was making him come over. So we're not physically yanking him over because then we do all the work. I want Gilmore to make the decision of, I shouldn't be at the side, things happen. But when I'm over here, nothing happens. So then, and you'll find, you'll tap him and he'll just shift over to your left, no problem. But we're essentially making everything else but this little pocket not an option for him. Okay, so he's thinking this is the safe place. Okay?
Does that affect him at all, that math?
Something on left, you were right.
Yeah, left.
want to use a consistent side because it's like, so Gilmore could learn that when you say heel, it's on the left, and when you say heel, it's on the right. Okay. So dogs learn by association, but it will create a little confusion. So I suggest using just a static side.
There with the left side.
Yeah. It's I find it easiest.
I should do left side anyway.
Yeah, so it actually works in your favor. So it's funny because for right-handed people, left side is actually easier. So it's kind of like a win-win either way.
Yeah, okay.
So, question about any of this?
Yeah, I have like the left hand and right hand thing was like one question. Yeah, I think I'm pretty good.
Okay. So right now, Gilmore like literally was processing what was happening.
Yeah.
So we're gonna reset a little bit. We're gonna go from 44. What is it? We're gonna go down to 34.
Okay.
Okay. So as he gets more in tune with you and gets more a better concept of what we're doing, and the brain starts to recognize that this thing on his neck is not going away, you may find your number goes lower. Okay, because he's becoming more cognizant of it. In some cases, it goes higher, but don't worry. I've never had a dog that, like, people are afraid, like, oh, the dog's gonna get so tough, they're not gonna listen to the e-collar anymore. That's a myth. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as it has 127 levels. Okay, so we're gonna have you do the same thing, but instead of going forward, go ahead and start off with the turn to your right here, and then tap, 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 and forward. You're good.
So it's a turn also teaching him not to pay more attention.
Turn, tap, yeah, because it's to your left, tap,
I get the whole point,
tap.
like, because he thinks he's going the right direction, but like the turn, he has to pay attention.
Yes, because now you're going opposite ways.
Yeah.
So he has to go to you to get the collar to stop. Forward tap, good. Get ready to turn. Now, tap, tap, good. Now walk slow, but keep forward. You're okay, good. Pull to your left, tap, 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 tap. Key, there you go, good move. Pivot to your right, you got it. Forward, tap, 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 tap. So here, less physical, we're gonna use remote, okay? So move a little bit, right there. Tap, 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 40. Tap, 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 45. Tap, 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 50. This is normal, by the way.
Okay.
Tap, 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 right there. Pull forward, tap, and relax. There you go.
So he's probably just too tired of it.
Keep forward, tap. Keep forward, you got it. He's getting frustrated. Yeah. Pull to your left, tap, tap, tap. You got it. Good, good. Go ahead and slow down a little bit. Turn. Good turn. Forward. Keep forward, keep forward. Yeah, and I'll explain what happened there. Turn, tap, good, turn, forward. Keep forward, you got it. Keep forward, keep forward. Turn, tap, forward. Turn, tap, good. Good, you got it, good job. Now slow walk, slow turn. Keep moving, now forward. There he goes. Keep forward, keep forward. Tap, you got it. Good move. You got it, tap forward, tap, tap, tap. 55. A little bit of pressure, tap, Forward. Good. Now go down. Let's go down to 45. Yep, you got it. Forward. Good job. Go and slow down. Slow turn. Nothing here. Good job. Now forward. Slow walk again. Keep forward. Keep forward. Yeah, the boy. Slower. And stop. Beautiful. All right.
So like a dog's like beautiful. Like so they can't really see as much the left or right, can they? They can only see.
No, they have a wider
They
peripheral.
have a wider one?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how is he like he's not turning his head?
Yeah. So this is why I call this all about mental control, not physical. Okay? Because he thinks, how do I turn this device off? And it's the decisions he makes, not the human yanking him all over the place. Okay? You're merely guiding him. So you're actually helping him. When he goes to that right side, you get that little bit of pressure to the left. You're saying, buddy, go this way. And that's what's going to turn everything off. So he gets conditioned on, oh, I know what to do now. Okay?
Do you use any verbal cues or like any positive reinforcement while you're doing it?
You can. I don't worry about that now because
Just like
it's already a lot to think about. I'm sure you can agree, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like
You're
listening to
pivoting.
me,
Yeah, listening to you. Taps, pivoting,
turning. He gets out of
slowing,
place, and then you got to get him back in place, right?
Yeah.
So I over the course of 10 years of training, have learned what I can throw away and what's going to be effective for that, right? And we can always add things in. So like I was saying, good for you, like good dog, good turn, and all that stuff, right? But he really doesn't care. The main motivator here is how do I get that to turn off? Okay. So did you notice after those 2 times of him being resistant, how much well he was walking?
Yeah.
How he locked in, especially that last one. So what happens is he goes, this is stupid, I don't want to do this. Okay? And if we stop and say, we're sorry, buddy, or if I go reset, let him decompress, he learns that's now an option when he doesn't want to do anything. So I override him. Because he's trying to shut down because he doesn't like remotes. And I go, buddy, remotes is part of life now. 35, 40, 45, 50, and then he popped up, right? Then you move for a bit, and then he's like, I'm going to try this again. Then you went to 55, boop, there he went, and then he was boom. So when you override the resistance, now the brain is going to be receptive of what you're teaching. It's like a human. If you're trying to persuade someone, if they're like, you're not going to teach, you're not going to put it. You have to make them, through words or whatever, make the decision to listen. Right? With dogs, we don't have that capacity of, come on, buddy, if you just move, go away. Right? Like you would with a human. Instead, I go, you can resist, I'm going to help you a little bit, but I'm going to use this collar until you decide this is too much, I better figure out how to shut it off. That's once you get on the time, all of a sudden, the brain is seeing everything we're trying to teach. Yeah. I tell everybody, if you do it here, anywhere else.
That's like the problem is like in our apartment, like he listens, he's compliant.
Yeah.
Pays attention to
As soon as we go outside, as soon as we leave the door of our apartment, no longer listens.
Because if you use food and stuff, dogs are not meant to be in the house. They're meant to be here, loose and chasing stuff, squirrels, procreating and all that stuff.
Definitely home hunting tools.
So now at this school, we have a communicator and we can reinforce things. Because again, it's negative. Nobody wants to. When you're in an uncomfortable situation, you think to yourself, how do I stop this? Or how do I get myself out of it? That's exactly what we're doing here. Okay. So, questions about this?
Not so far.
I think I'm probably stepping forward to like training him outside of class, like with this.
Yes, I'll go over all that stuff with you.
Everyday
Like probably
walk.
way later.
Yes, and I'll explain like key color and all that stuff. So I'm gonna have you do one more short little run.
Okay.
I'm gonna transfer over, and then we'll do a couple of reps with you, and then I'll go over your homework, how you apply it tomorrow. Okay. We're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna reset. We're gonna go down. We're at 55.
We're at 45.
45. Let's go down back to 35. And same thing. Instead of going straight, go ahead and give some slack here. You're going to go to the right. And there he goes. Good boy. Go and slow walk here. Slow turn. tap forward. There he goes. Pull to your left, tap, choke, there you go. Choke up a little bit, there you go, got it, good. Go ahead and turn, tap, 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 tap. There he goes, attaboy, good. Keep forward.
Slack, or do you continue to slack?
Pull to your left, I'm sorry?
Do you vary the slack based on how the dog is doing?
I always try to keep it completely loose because then it's pretty obvious what he's doing.
Yeah.
Go to slow turn. Slow turn. There you go, forward. Good. But there's other exercises we'll do where we'll have to change it up. Now slow walk. Keep forward. Slower. And stop. Not too bad. You're like 70% right now. Okay?
Passing great.
We're going to pass off.
Oh man, here comes the fun.
You're gonna do
I'm
this.
so uncoordinated.
If you're
Play tight hand.
trying to loop it back in there.
Good, and you're going to get them on your left side. And I would do swap hands. Because if he gets behind you, it's going to be real hard to bring him around. There you go. And you're going to grab, give some slack here.
Grab that first.
There you go. Now, go ahead and relax your arms. So as a visual for you, because now he's sitting still.
Yeah.
You see that bottom of that J there, that loop?
Yep.
You see that's how it's by his armpit?
Yeah.
So that's like the perfect height or length, okay? It's enough length that Gilmore can make the mistake of forging ahead, but it's not too loose that he'll step over it and get tangled up, okay? So whenever I say turn, you're gonna be making that 180 right turn away from Gilmore, tapping of course when I say the word tap, and then always making sure to keep your arms down, okay? And I'll coach you to the rest. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and start moving forward. Turn, tap, tap, pull to your left, tap, tap. Let's go ahead and dip down to 25. Good, forward, tip, tip. There he is, attaboy. Keep forward. You got it, good. Keep forward, you got it. Turn, tap, forward, pull to your left. There you go, good, relax. There you go, good, keep forward. Going to slow walk, slow turn, tap forward. Good, forward. Excellent. Tap forward. Keep forward, you got it, relax, good. Slow walk, slow turn. Good, keep forward. Pull to your left. Good, and relax. Good, forward. Go ahead and slow turn. Good, keep forward. Good. Go ahead and pick up your pace. Tap forward, you got it, good. Relax that arm. Good. Slow again. Slow turn. Forward. Slow walk. Slow, slower. Stop. Perfect. Lightly pull up. Tap. 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 You're gonna pass to with your fingers with your left here to keep this up, and then lightly with your left hand you're gonna push down on the butt. Okay.
So push.
So with your remote hand, just grab with like the fingers here on the leash, higher up, closer to the collar. like that.
Yeah.
You're gonna pull up, and then with your left hand, you're gonna push down on the butt,
Okay. Like this?
like this.
Go like this?
So yeah, pull up with your right hand. Right now, with your left hand, push down on the butt.
Oh, on the butt.
Yeah, sorry. There you go. And relax. Good. All right. So, yeah, sorry. See how easy that transfers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty typical of me. Our numbers also gone down. So that jumping that you got earlier is frustration. Okay, so now he's getting more sensitive to what he called communicating.
Yeah, I love how he's like jumping at me right away. He's like, okay, I broke that with her. Like I can't mess with her. I'm gonna try it with you now.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah.
So it's like having, it's like with kids, grandparents, they learn that they can get away with stuff typically, but with the parents, their kids can be more strict. So you'll see them shift their behaviors towards who they're with. Same thing for dogs, right? But he's getting the same level of discipline that he would get with her from you. So it's going to be consistent and essentially the same thing. So he goes, oh, dad's just the same way as mom. All right.
I'm not gonna get away with it.
Exactly. Okay. So we just adjust the power according to him and how you perceive it. Okay. And because all those 2 moments of him of the resistance and us breaking it were pivotal. And I see that stuff happen all the time. Okay. It's normal. You know, some people consider it breaking the dog, and I'm not so much breaking the dog, but we are breaking resistance.
It's breaking frustration.
Yeah, because that's what makes us reliable. If he thinks he cannot do something, God forbid the day comes where you need him to absolutely do something like return on the recall, and he's thinking, I don't have to, right? You don't want
Chasing a
that.
squirrel runs into the tree.
Exactly. So that's why it's important to break those things, okay? We're not being mean, we're not being forceful, we're not yanking him. It's the remote of everything.
Yeah.
You just stay static, saying, bud, you want to go this way. And the remote just kept going up, and so eventually he goes, this is not my best benefit to resist, let me be compliant. And then we adjusted and reset our numbers, so on and so forth, right? So typically, once we get that out the first class, we typically don't see that, you know, outside of this. But if you do see it, no big deal. You have an idea of how we talk.
Do the same thing.
Okay.
Yes. You move until you keep, so you have to like, this visual of you is to see you moving away, right? And then a little bit of tension, and then from here, you're pushing at him, 25, 35, 25, 30, 45, 35, 10 pounds.
Yeah.
All day.
You should never be using your full arm. You should be using the remote.
Yeah, okay, because it's mental game.
Yeah,
The
okay.
more you use your arm, the more
like a
muscle
light-
you're going to get.
It's like a light lead, but not like a...
Exactly, it's nudging them, okay? Remote makes them make the decision of I should move forward, okay? And then once he complies, you reset your number to whatever your previous number was, then you keep going, okay? If you see him being over responsive on things, maybe when he's having, he shoots past you, too much power. I
What
adjust
happens
it.
if like a fixation? Let's say a squirrel comes up right here, well, squirrel. But I then try to get him off that fixation. Do that.
Yes and no. So like right now, because when you have mental control, and I actually just came from a client earlier, her puppy was staring at squirrels the entire class, and we were teaching him to lay down. He was looking at the squirrels, but he would lay down. So I was telling him, like, this is great to see because it shows you, even though his eyes are over here,
Still it's mental.
correct, right? Now, I go by the dog. If we see with Gilmore here that when he stares at a squirrel and you're in the heel, that he will go and lunge at them, then I go, yeah, we have to be a bit more strict in terms of what we allow.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, I keep it super simple. You're worried about the back and forth, keeping them at your side. Okay, we're going to build on this concept. So, the concept is pressure on when I need you to do something, or stop doing something, pressure off when it's applied. Okay, so when he's going the wrong way, I need you to go this way. When we were doing the sits, I need you to sit. That's
So
how
it's good to always maintain the turn too, right?
Yes, that's forever. Okay. So as you do this, and he gets more tuned into you, like if I tell my dog heel and I walk, like maybe once every, I don't know, like 6 months, I might have to do a correctional turn because something got their attention, you know. But other than that, like I don't. As you saw, it was less and less.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why that working number is so important because friendly rate.
Yeah.
That working number is so important because if it's too low, he's not going to be responsive, and you're going to be doing this turning stuff 1,000 times per session. Okay. So off these dogs are all over the place here. So now that's why I said earlier when you go on your walks, let him get his business out first. Let him be improved. Don't even start.
Then start the training.
Okay. Then you start your training.
And it's like within like 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
not much time there.
So in my book with structure, it's 80% work and 20% work. So if you're to do, for example, an hour-long walk, 45 minutes, at my side, at my hip, with the 15-minute reward of, okay, now you can be a dog, be free and stuff. If you take them to the dog park, of course, you give them more time. But essentially, from point A to point B, it's in that field. Okay.
Yeah.
Your dog becomes what you practice with them or you allow them to do. So if you're practicing structure and the passive is being able to be calm, you're going to be a passive, calm dog. If it's do whatever you want, do whatever you want, kill whatever you want, you get a party animal that doesn't listen. Okay? So, is that another dog?
Yeah, it's our friend's dog. He was just a complete terror.
Sure. So there's no structure there. Okay?
Yeah.
So whenever I come into cages, like,
Well, there's no consistency, I'd say. Like, there's some structure, but it's like either it's way too passive.
gotcha.
They try, but they don't. It's not consistent.
Sure.
Similar like him, like you have to be consistent breaking.
Well, consistent, but then also approach.
Yeah.
Right? So human discipline is typically no, don't, right? Shaking the can of pennies or whatever. And dogs are physical, they bite each other. So here with the e-collars, essentially our means of being able to bite him at the press of a button.
Yeah.
Okay, we're communicating with them, don't want you to do that stuff. That's actually the biggest factor. So like I like that you have a prong on him, but a prong with a very mentally dense dog, you could be giving them your harshest corrections and they don't care.
But that's what it's gotten to.
Yeah.
So can we start walking him not on the prong anymore? Because my goal was to not have to wear this once we start lessons.
What I would do is for the next 3 days, still incorporate it, because that's what's giving you more leverage.
Okay.
So that he gets more so tuned into that,
Okay.
and then you can remove that and go straight to flat collar
Okay.
and e-collar. So you would never clip your leash to your e-collar,
Right.
because that inhibits contact.
Yeah.
Okay, and there shouldn't be any issue.
I get it.
Okay, because again, it's about mental control. So here, fixation. What's your number?
We're at 30.
Okay, so give a tap, tap, tap. See how there's no response? Let's go to 40.
Why is he shaking like that?
That's what I noticed.
Tap,
That's what he was doing when I saw the cat today. He was just shaking and
Yeah.
control.
50. It's the intensity. It has to go somewhere. Tap, tap, tap. 60. And I'm going faster because I can see. Tap, tap, tap. 70. This is not close. Tap, tap, tap. 80. Tap, tap, tap. There you go.
Body.
Okay. So there, you see that. How fixated he is on whatever's going on over there.
Yeah, I don't know
right?
what it was either.
But you can still see like the brain is still kind of attentive to it. So on the, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, right? We're at 80
We're
now?
at 80 right now.
Right?
Yeah.
So up to 70, nothing.
Yeah.
Zoned out. Then 80, he was like, crap. And he started
So
backing
is that
away.
like the working level?
That would be the working level, okay? Because it got a response from him. Now, typically, in the beginning, my rule of thumb is if I don't see a change within 3 taps, I bump it, which is what I had to do here. 30, tap, tap, tap. 40,
So 3
tap,
taps
tap,
and
tap.
then up.
Yeah, when you're at the appropriate number, you should see an immediate response, if not by the first tap, by that 3rd tap. So here, because he was so dialed in, I'm giving more gray area for him, more leniency, because I know like we're breaking something for the first time. But you'll find as you get used to it, you'll be staring at a squirrel and you'll just go to 88.
We'll see this typically like in Lincoln Park. Like there'll be no squirrels, but he's looking at every single tree trying to find it.
Ah, see, yeah. So then you would break the attention, like if he's that fixated,
Gets
okay?
fixated,
And it
yeah.
depends on the context. Right now, I did that as an example for you. Technically, if he's on his own time, he's free to do as he pleases, but you can always put rules to things, okay? So for this week, don't worry about that stuff.
Yeah.
I want you to just build your comfort and how this works and stuff, but that gives you an idea of how to break fixation, okay? So let's say you're in a healing command,
Yeah.
and you come to a stop, and he's sitting whatever, and you see him staring off in the distance, I would most likely break it there because he's working.
Yeah.
So the way I look at obedience is as working. We clock in, like I'm on the clock right now. I'm not on my phone. I'm not, drinking a beer or anything like that. I'm working. But afterwards, I could go to the bar. I could go, meet up with some friends and all that stuff because I'm off the clock, right? So think of obedience as very similar. When you clock him in into this command of walk next to me and stay with me, he's not supposed to do anything else. Once you give him the release command of I use break, then it's like now you can pee, poop, roll around, sniff the ground, have a cigarette, you're on your own time.
Yeah.
Okay? Questions about that?
No, just more of the progression too there.
Yeah, like how often should we be wearing the collar when we're at home? And
So you'll only be using the collar when you are training with him actively. So it would be for only the leash walking stuff for now. Okay?
okay.
If he's a great dog in the house, then you're fine. If there's a few things he's correct.
It's like counter surfing and
He's a
jumping on
counter
people.
surfer.
Correct.
He's a
So-
solid boy, so he's trying to use his height.
Right. So what you could do for now is, let's say at 6 o'clock you're gonna make dinner. At 5:30, Gilmore's already collared up. Okay.
So when he does go towards it, then you
Yes.
Would you put it on the working level, or would you work up to it?
So when we're correcting behaviors, and in this case, because we're inside the home, the way I would approach it is, if I already know I don't want him to ever counter surf, because that's most people's, I'd say, rule about it, is again, dogs don't ease each other into things. You could gradually go up, and you can go up quickly, 20 tap tap, 30 tap tap, 40 tap tap, right, until you dissuade him from whatever it is he's trying to surf for. Or I just come in and I max it out, because he's not going to run anywhere, he can't get out, he's in the home.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to just eliminate the behavior completely right off the bat.
Yeah.
Okay? But I'm also a hard ass. But for my clients, because it's the first time they're using this, they might feel a little bit uncomfortable. So I'll tell them you can do either approach. Some people are like, yeah, I want to stop it, and I want to stop it now.
I feel like it's almost better to go higher to start, because then you ease the pain of having to do it wrong.
That's how I think about it,
Yeah.
and it's actually technically correct. But people, they're
You end up getting that level anyway. It's like you're gonna.
yeah, because
Dogs.
dogs,
Both of you just are that way then.
exactly. Because what happens is you get frustrated, right? You try to be nice and do things nicely, and so, at lower number, the dog keeps doing it, and then the person's frustrated. Now things are coming out of anger, and I never want to come out of anger. I want to come out of logical thinking.
Yeah.
So if I come in and you would do that the moment you see the thought process. So if it's like you put something on the counter and you walk away and you already see Gilmore going like this, boom, that's where you would do it. People tend to wait for the active act of jumping, but for some dogs, it's worth the gamble. They'll take the hit just to even try to see if they can get it.
Yeah.
But if you get them at the thought process, he's like, crap, I don't even want to think about
Probably
it.
the thought process with this, he's extremely frequent.
Okay,
Yeah.
He's
sure.
like full of drool beneath him, waiting for the food to be delivered.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he is extreme, I'd say. So.
Yeah, and when he showed up earlier, he's got some anxiety. You guys notice that?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But he gets tense around stuff
Yeah.
like this.
So like right here, like the way he's panting and stuff, this is anxiety. Okay. And all that shaking and stuff, right? That intensity has to go somewhere. So think of it as for like humans, chewing on your nails, pacing back and forth, crying, like all those things are emotional outlets, right? For dogs, it's a lot of times it's from the mouth, licking, chewing, barking, biting, yawning, panting, salivating, licking, also the body in some sense in terms of just shaking. We call it detoxing.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine, but when I showed up, he actually already had this kind of look on his face of anxiety, which can be just because of how busy it is.
Yeah.
New environment. Have you ever been here with it before?
No, never been nice.
New environment, just the unknown of what's going on. We want to keep an eye on that. A lot of the dogs that we work with do start to chill out because of e-collar. Because now you're starting to put rules to things, now you're starting to cap things, now you're starting to make it focus and give it structure.
Yeah.
Now, in the beginning we see a lot more anxiety, because this can also be anxiety as a stress response, because this e-collar is a stressor. Okay, it's something uncomfortable.
I've never seen him shake like this ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep an eye on it. It's normal in the beginning. I don't feel bad about it.
Okay.
Yeah, when we're walking him, he is extremely exploratory. Like he's the happiest
world.
dog. He's smiling.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
Almost too happy, I'd say. Happy Gilmore.
sure. Is that where his name's from?
Sort of.
That's the.
Maybe
That's, yeah.
I'm a big
The
Adam
news
Sandler
given.
fan, so
Yeah.
Big Daddy's like my
We
favorite
heard that
movie.
there was another Gilmore in the
Yeah.
K9
That
collective family.
Maddie's friend too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally different looking dog though.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, so structure is healthy. Structure is good. Dogs need and want structure, just like humans do. That's why we
Yeah.
have laws, prisons, judges, and jails. And structure keeps things in line. It gives us as much harmony as we can get and achieve through that, right? Same thing for dogs. Okay, except you're the ones that are establishing that structure. So don't ever feel bad if you accidentally get a yip because it's too high. Simply adjust it. You don't ever want to try to console. When you console, you negate yourself. Okay, like my mom didn't spank me growing up and say, "Oh, I'm sorry for spanking." She's like, "If you don't want to get spanked, don't do it again." Okay, so it's the same kind of thought process. We're not because people ask what's the difference between like discipline and abuse or whatever, and I'm like, well, it's the meaning behind it. We're teaching them here. We're teaching them to walk at our side and not be all over the place and to like focus. Abuse would be just like remoting it for no reason, capping it, and going, I'm gonna do this because I just want to make you feel bad, right? Here, as long as he's doing great, we don't need to do anything. He's in position, we're great, you can keep walking. The turns that we're doing, those correctional when they do turns, are only when Gilmore passes him. Okay?
The turns are?
Yes.
Okay.
Those abrupt turns.
Okay.
That's why I don't know if you noticed I was going slow, then I started saying slow turn. Okay? Because I can see Gilmore starting to pay attention. That I go, oh, let's see if he'll pick this up. And some of them he did, some of them he didn't. Once we passed off to you, to Matt, he started doing that. He started turning with you, focusing, slowing down much better, right? Because now the brain's picking it up.
Yeah.
But if he's passing you, well, he's already not paying attention. You would just turn past and get him back to your side. Okay? Your visual is his right shoulder to your left leg. Okay? So if that shoulder starts to pass a bit, you would turn way to do just going to that turn, right? Now on some of them, you may have heard me go keep forward, even though he passed you. Okay? Because I could see, because he passed, but then he slowed down. Okay. So I could see he got it. Okay, so that's why I said keep forward to see if he would maintain it. Sometimes he went ahead, and then I would say turn, and we would correct, and then we would reset. Okay. We're not saying heel right now because we're teaching the concept of heel. Okay. What turns this whole exercise on is the remote. The moment he feels that tap, he's going to think, oh, time to be on that hip. Okay. Yeah. So if you're walking from point A to point B, and he's at your side, not passing you, keep going. Okay. And then when you decide you're going to give him a break, my word is I use the word break. So I walk with Gilmore, bring him to the area, slow down. You should slow with me. I'm not going to worry about the sits right now, but I'm going to just want him to be at my side. Wait a moment. Break, and then lead him over to the grass. And at that moment, again, he's free to do as he wants. Okay. Once we're ready again, start walking back to your side. Now we go. Okay. Questions?
Yeah, this is all good.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have you do another kind of walkthrough.
Yeah.
What's our number at right now?
Probably way too high. You want to go back down or keep it at 80?
25.
25. Wow, it goes beyond 100.
Are we allowed to like take videos and like tag you in them, or do you not want that?
Just get my good side. Give a little bit of slack.
Hang on to
It's only fair if I'm gonna record you, you can record me. Going slow walk, slow turn, and forward. Very good. Give a little bit more slack. Relax that arm, that's good. Keep forward, tap forward, good. Going slow walk, slow turn, forward. Attaboy. Going to pick up your pace. Then gradually slow. Good. Slow turn. Tap. Very good. Yep, keep forward, you got it. Slower. Keep forward. Good. Slow turn. Good turn. Yep, good job. Now slow, slower, and stop. Very good. You're good. Oh. So, do you know why I'm having you slow down?
Because he's trying to get ahead.
To see if he's feeling like where I'm going and like reacting to it.
Yeah, he's paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? So,
My brain died there for a second.
it's okay. Do you guys drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do before you stop?
We brake.
Which
Slows down.
slows down. What do you do before you turn?
Slow down.
Yeah. Because
Some people slow down.
yeah. Well, if you're going too fast and you turn, you're gonna flip.
Yeah.
And if you stop too abruptly, whoever's behind you is gonna.
So it gives him a signal to like, hey, I'm gonna turn soon.
You're communicating that something's changing, right?
No, about to stop. Okay.
Yeah, because with the vehicle, when you pump your brakes, your red lights go through. And then the person behind you goes, oh, they're slowing down, we'll stop it, right? So for a Gilmore here, he will never know what's going on in your head. He will never anticipate what your turn is going to be or what your stop is.
Yeah.
So we slow down, and this is permanent, this is forever. We always slow down before we stop and before we turn, okay? So That's like usually the most common thing that people forget is to slow down. Okay. So if you're ever walking with Gilmore and you're like, man, he's not walking as well as he was in Oz Park, and you come back and like, Jesse, you didn't turn with us, and you want to stop with us, I'll say, you're not slowing down.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll slow down, maybe before he turns, and then like if he does lead, try to turn around, give him the nick, if he doesn't fall.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. So if you so Gilmore's job is to be mindful of you and what you're doing. Your job is to convey what you're doing. Right. So if you slow down, you've done your part. If he keeps going, that tells
That's
me
the time to turn around.
Okay.
exactly abrupt turn, tap tap, get
So
him back
what
in
happens
line.
if like he goes ahead and then I slow down and I start turning and then he immediately goes to the side? Do I nick at that point?
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time.
So like say he reacts to me, like I slow down after he goes in the lead, and then I turn and he's already back inside.
Gotcha. So some dogs can learn to play the game.
They will play that way?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I do is I flip it. Because typically it's turn tap, then they go tap, then turn. Okay, so I'm like, beat
Tap,
that.
then turn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would keep it with the turn tap. And if we see that, it's very rare that that happens, but if we see that, then we'll flip it to tapping, then turning.
Okay.
So it's like, because dogs will play that game
I said
where they'll
he-
learn to inch ahead.
He'll do that for sure. Like
Now, the other possible reason for that is we're not at the appropriate number.
Okay.
That's dissuading him from even playing the game, right?
yeah, because he doesn't want to get it at all at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
So, let's say you go to like the dog beach or whatever, and he's familiar with the area, and he's really right, like he really wants to get there. You could be at 95, 100, right? Because he's like, I really want to get there, and I want to get there really fast. So you're trying to find that breaking point where it's like, look, is it really worth forging for this level of intensity of the collar, right? Because it should be this easy.
Yeah.
Right? So you already did the work of teaching the concept. I can tell you right now that Gilmore has the concept. Okay? So you could go home tonight, right? And do another like little 20-minute walk, and you'll get the same level of focus as long as you have the appropriate number.
Okay.
That's all it comes down to, okay? Is you have to have a number that makes tap, 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 and bump it. Tap, 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 tap. Little plug in, tap. There we go. Good. What's the number now?
I'm at 40.
40. So whatever has his attention, not as bad as whatever it was earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. Or he knows that could go to 80, so he's a little bit more sensitive. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when you go for your walks now, it should be very, very quick.
Okay.
Okay. So once I train this, literally 15 minutes, I can walk the dog anywhere because I know what number is going to make the dog think I want to be here. Okay.
Probably makes pack walks a lot easier. Like if they're
Yeah. Yeah. Like that's how we walk.
10 dogs.
Up to 8 to 10 dogs at a time. The most I've done is 12. And all the same things I'm teaching here, slowing down, using, we'll do that next time, like conveying how we make the correct turn,
Okay.
is what allows us to do that stuff. Now we're communicating with a lot of dogs, right? So here, anytime you go for a walk, that's your training time,
Okay.
okay? Dogs do learn better in smaller chunks. So if you do like 3 20-minute walks, that would be ideal in the beginning.
So I
Okay?
usually take them for like an hour-long walk in the morning.
Sure. Now, if that's all you have, you can absolutely do it as well.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just dogs, like people, like so, like if you play an instrument, you do like they say shorter, like 50-minute
Yeah.
times, multiple times a day, is more beneficial than a long stretch.
Yeah.
Same thing for dogs. But if all you have is an hour, it's perfectly fine. And again, during that hour, if he's doing great with you for 10 blocks, then you just keep walking. Now, let's say you want to test if Gilmore's paying attention. What could you do?
Then you slow down.
Yes.
And then if he doesn't react, then you turn and run.
Correct, right? We wouldn't abruptly stop.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people get that answer, so ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Because people usually go stop, and they go, no, it's too abrupt. Turn, too
Slow
abrupt.
down.
Slow down, right? So, to answer your question, dogs have a wider peripheral range, right? So when you're moving, he sees this. Even though he's looking over here, he sees this. So when you slow down, if he's paying attention,
They just
he
can't see
slows
as
down.
far, right? So it's like they're wider, but not. They can't see as far as the distance.
That I'm not too sure about. I'd have to look into it. Maddie would probably know that.
Like, see, I got read a book or something. I was like, their perception's a lot different.
Sure.
Visually.
Visually.
And I was like, is it wide or is it far?
I know they can see. They have a wider peripheral range, so you might be correct on that whole.
It doesn't matter, honestly. I was just more worried about the walk.
Yeah. So
It's like, how was the seeing this?
Yeah, it's all through movement. And when we get to the next class, it's gonna make it. You're gonna like really see the difference of like, oh wow, we can see what our legs are doing.
Okay.
So I don't need a dog to be staring at me. That's not realistic. Like this whole thing here, right? That's competition stuff. That's like in the ring. This is family pet obedience. I need function. That's all I want. Okay, I don't need beautiful, aesthetic commands. I need if I tell him to lay down, if he lays on his back, but he'll hold it for 2 hours. That's what I care about. When I tell him to like come when called, whether he's chasing a squirrel, running towards something he shouldn't, running away because somebody blew up a firework, I want to know it's going to be immediate and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like for that, like is recall next then, or?
By the third class, we're typically doing recall. So you would need a long 30-foot leash, by the way.
Okay.
Do you have a long leash already? Just go on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's a similar leash like nylon.
Yeah.
And then you can look up dog training leash.
Okay.
30 feet. That's the ideal length. But next class is going to be the second half of heel.
Okay.
Okay. Like we're not saying heel this week. We're just doing the back and forth stuff as needed. Okay.
Verbals next week then?
Yes. The reason why I do that is because when I used to do verbal first class, I would come back to second class and the owner's saying heel like 1,000 times and not using the remote because they're thinking the dog knows it. And I'm like, no.
And they're not training. You're not like speeding up. Essentially, you're gonna crawl before you walk.
Correct.
And like they're just overusing it.
Correct. And they're disempowering the word. So I want to teach behavior first before I label it. So I'm backwards. I teach it first, and then we put a name to it. We typically a week later, there's a couple of commands that we do it the same session. But for heel, I've learned to give people a week to get used to the process and really practice that back and forth exercise. Okay. Other questions?
So we should be training outside, not inside, or?
Oh yeah, outside. Yeah. So wait. If he's got a potty in the morning and stuff, just rush out. Don't worry about the pulling. Let him do his business.
And then after that.
And then start your process. Okay. Now let's say you start the process and you're like, oh, I ran out of time. I got to go home. Simply come to a stop. He should stop with you. Wait a moment. Gilmore, break, and then he can pull you home. Okay. As long as you add a divisive break or a cue of you're done, it won't inhibit your training.
At that point, like, are we going to train the break cue, or should we just start using it?
Yeah, you can start using it. Yeah, so you don't have an on switch verbally, other than the tap. You have a verbal off switch. Okay. Other questions?
Yeah. I've just never seen him like this.
Oh, I'm so like
shaky.
Yeah. We'll see how he does. Typically takes a couple of weeks. Okay. Nothing out the ordinary. Because when I showed up, I saw he was panting and had like a little bit of an anxious energy.
Okay.
And now we put him under stress. He's never had this thing before.
Yeah.
So he's like, what the hell just happened today?
Actually, no, when I picked him up, it was like this. But he's been pretty chill since.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He was a stray for a while, and who knows what happened to him.
Yeah. And this, it can be experience, it can be genetic. A lot of times it's genetic.
Okay.
Because people will say like, oh, my dog was abused. And I'm like, how do you know? They're like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's funny. People always go to abuse when they see a dog with issues.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's genetic.
I think he had neglect, and that's why he loves human contact. But I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Gilmore knows.
He'll tell us someday.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, this is awesome.
Good.
My class 8 he'll tell us.